Hello, 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 hello,
Hey
hello.
everyone, and welcome along to none of our special live streams here. My name is Alex. If you've not joined us before, I'm one of
Hey,
your
Alex.
community managers. How are we doing, everybody? Joining me live from the studio in Prague, we have Nimiro, our marketing and PR manager. How you doing,
Hey,
Nimiro?
everyone. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's been a few days since our last stream, right? I kind of moved myself back from Turkey to Prague, so I'm glad to be back in the studio. How about you guys?
It's good to have you back. Honestly, I know you've been doing a lot of traveling recently, so it's nice to have you as our driver again. But of course, next to me, we have a very special guest joining us
Yes,
from
sir.
the States. We have Michael, who is our Chief Innovator Officer at ArcBest. Michael, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. How are
Yeah,
you
it's great
doing?
to
Yeah.
be here. Hello, everyone.
Great to have you here. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to join us today on what is a very special stream. We're very excited to be able to work with you guys, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about ArcBest and ABF, and maybe some of you have already seen the blog because we have
Oh
a
yeah,
little
we just
special
released
edition
it,
here in
right?
American Truck Simulator, of course. So, chat, let us know in YouTube or on Twitch, wherever you're watching from in the world, where you're watching from. Let us know your location. We'd love to hear where you are watching from today. And maybe, Michael, if you could introduce yourself a little bit, maybe let the people know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm the Chief Innovation Officer for ArcBest,
Hmm.
and I'm responsible for all the technologies and innovation development at ArcBest. Um, ArcBest is a
Yeah.
multi-billion dollar integrated logistics company that leverages technology and a suite of shipping and logistics solutions
Mm.
to meet our customer supply chain needs.
All right.
So
And so, whereabouts are you based out of? Did you say so?
we're based in Fort Smith, Arkansas,
Fort
but we've
Smith,
got
Arkansas.
250 service locations across the North America.
Hmm. And well, loads of locations then, and maybe people who aren't familiar with with the company. Um, did you say you do kind of like more long haul stuff or short haul stuff, or do you do a range of things?
We do a range of things. We started in 1923 as a local, regional, Arkansas-based hauler, and then through a number of acquisitions and a mindset really focused on the future, we grew to over 15,000 employees. So
Hmm.
we offer ground, air, ocean transportation through a variety of capacity providers, including you mentioned ABF, ABF Freight, a truckload service provider, Molo, and then Panther Premium Logistics. So
Oh, right, yeah. So you have kind of a couple different names there, and they have their own specialities. Would you say?
yes, that's right. But but we offer all that those services um, and options through an integrated suite of solutions. So we don't really try to bucket customers that way. We look to their solutions, what their needs are, and then we blend those services together to offer an integrated option for them, whether that's less than truckload, expedite, ocean, managed services. So a number of options.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So you kind of almost do it all in a sense. If it needs to be hauled, you're kind of the guys to go to, right?
Right. I'll give you a quick story on that if you
Sure.
want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
yeah. So a lot of folks will ask, what do you ship? One example I give is when I was in junior high, I could go down to Main Street and buy a saxophone at our local band instruments provider, right on
Mm.
a mom and pop business. And then 10 years later, post internet, this mom and pop business is shipping containers in from Asia, and they're selling
Wow.
instruments, on eBay. And so what's happened really in the last 2 or 3 decades is that the same logistics challenges that a Fortune 500 company has really gone to Main Street, right? Everyone's
Mm.
dealing with the same logistics challenges, and so we offer a breadth of solutions to deal with what everyone's dealing with. So
Mm-hmm.
that's our
Wow.
focus. Yeah.
That's really awesome. So you really do cater for everyone, kind of from the big top dogs to kind of the little mom and pop shop, like you were saying there as
Exactly.
well.
That's
which is
right.
which is really nice because that kind of provides like a logistics solution for everybody, from the small towns to the big towns, and it's important for people to kind of help their business grows and get themselves out there as well. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the name, right? ArcBest. Is that
Oh,
intentional?
yeah.
Maybe it's the best of what you do, right?
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, I would say so. Very much.
You would say
It's a
so.
good way to look at it.
Is there a story like behind the name of the company? Like why
Yeah,
you guys choose ArcBest?
Yeah. So before ArcBest, it was Arkansas Best.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
see.
it was Arkansas Best Corporation. And when around 2013, 2014, we went through a branding exercise, and we really decided, we even at that time, we were shipping globally. We're shipping definitely across North America, the 250 locations, and we wanted to take that regional component and make it clear that we were, national, global logistics solutions. So we truncated that, went to ArcBest.
I like it. I like it. So yeah, just not to be kind of localized, to
Yeah.
really expand, as you say, and to become almost like a recognizable name across the states.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that must be quite important for the company to kind of have your name out there and for people to recognize you, right?
Yeah, it's gaining a lot of traction. I go to a lot of the national trade shows, Manifest, Modex, ProMat, and that name is starting to become more and more recognizable. And so it's a good thing for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. And now even into virtual territories, which is where we are kind of today.
That's right.
In American Truck Simulator with the ArcBest trailer, and which is very special, of course, to kind of have this little cooperation going on and to have ArcBest.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah,
it is so cool. Yeah.
And you're telling us a little bit how like the game is kind of known around the company as well, right?
That's right. Yeah, I actually took a tour. I walked the halls this morning, was talking to employees. What are you playing? And had several talk about the Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator. Love it. And they're like, "You're going to be on that?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to be on that."
Get to flex a little bit to the guys. Yeah, that's right. I'm on there now. Yeah, we got ourselves on there, which is really, really cool. And of course, our community absolutely love these sort of little things. Having real brands in our game, and ArcBest, I'm sure, is a very welcome addition for our players, of course, as well. If you haven't seen the blog already, everybody who's watching from the chat, blog.scssoft.com, it's downloadable as a mod workshop on Steam, which is really, really cool. So definitely get hold of that, and we'd love to see your pictures and stuff as well. Of course, so definitely get hauling in American Truck Simulator with that. But let's talk a little bit more about you, Michael. We'd love to learn a little bit more about our guests who come here on the stream. And could you maybe run us through kind of like what your day-to-day kind of tasks are as a chief innovation officer? What you do on the daily.
Yeah. So folks may not realize there's a lot of technology that's involved in logistics. I think one thing that we realized after or during COVID was just how sensitive the supply chain is. We're still dealing with a lot of disruption, goods that we're not being able to get. I remember I was looking for a new vehicle, and the lane departure technology wasn't available because of just chip shortage. And it really shows how connected the supply chain is. Multi-mode. I know we're dialing in from multiple countries here, and you think about having to bring in parts into making something as complex as a vehicle, or as a television, or a game console, right? and so so what I deal with is I'm responsible for ArcBest Technologies. I'm the chief innovation officer for the company, and then I'm president for ArcBest Technologies. And that organization is about 600 employees. It's
wow.
Your traditional, a lot. These are, and we hire from all over the globe, and we work with partners all around the globe. And these are like computer programmers, They're data science people. They're software developers. And some are R&D people where they're engineers. And so this organization, we've got a number of initiatives around optimization, improving the way that we organize and handle freight. A lot of the onboard type technologies like ELDs and components within the cab. City route optimization. So how we route, and load and unload trailers. So we deal with all those technologies for making that happen. So that's my day to day, is just working with all those folks and then working with the business leaders and trying to make that happen.
It sounds like a busy day, Michael, I gotta say.
Yeah, I've been doing it for some time.
Yeah. How long is that time, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I've been with the company for 30 years.
Wow.
And I was going to mention one story from the past that I think you folks would find interesting. Yeah. So my first job at ArcBest was trying to figure out what we were going to do online. I mean, I started with the company in the early 90s, mid 90s, and this was before really the World Wide Web had even been a thing. It was just emerging. And back then, it was really the worldwide yellow pages. I mean, people weren't really, there wasn't this, right? There wasn't the American Truck Simulator, and there really wasn't a lot of interactive tech. It was mainly just marketing materials. It was AOL chat, things like that. Mm-hmm. And so myself and two others, we were sitting around. I was in my early 20s, and we were trying to figure out, what are we going to do? I mean, what are we going to do with this? Are we going to just put our marketing materials online, or are we going to do something different? And we had the idea of saying, listen, let's take all these tools, this functionality that our employees are using, like tracking shipments, creating bills of lading, all these trucking tools that we're using inside the company, but our customers did not have access to. And we said, let's front end those. Let's develop new technology to put this old technology online. And so we wrote all this custom piping. And so we were the first North American carrier to have online tracking, online rate quotes, online bills of lading, things like that. And we won an award from Network World Magazine. I'm not sure they're still around, but for Innovator of the Year for doing that. So it was kind of a cool journey. I've been on that journey for the last 30 years, seeing the technology just kind of evolve through the industry all the way to what we have today.
Well, it sounds like, ArcBest was leading the way, almost in a sense, like pioneers with that sort of technology, because I guess nobody really thought about it back then, right? How the internet was really going to explode to what it is today, and how we've integrated so much technology and internet and things that we rely on into the cabs of drivers and such. And like you said, people around the world organizing schedules and routing and everything like that, going from kind of paper and pens and a lot of manual to a lot more automated and electronic, and making the driver's life easier and safer. Those are all priorities, I imagine, for ArcBest, and it's great that you've been able to kind of keep on top of that technology and keep moving forward with it as well, and that's what's important, right?
Yeah, it is. It's the technologies have been things, everything from how we price the business. There's a lot of people don't move the same things, right? Some people ship containers full of ping pong balls, right? Well, that's priced differently than a container full of
iPhones,
of bowling balls, right? Yeah, exactly. And or food. And sometimes you cube out and sometimes you weigh out, right? And so and there's technology that has to figure out, well, how are we going to charge for that versus something else? And so there's a lot of technology there. You think about what's going on with sustainability, and so you've got a lot of technologies around going paperless. How do we go to create a paperless logistics environment? How do we things like, how do we use technology to monitor tire pressure, right? So we can reduce fuel consumption. Technologies around reducing miles. Can we load trailers differently to reduce schedules and improvement? So, I mean, all of that is very tech intensive, and we've got, I mentioned 600 employees. Well, you've got more, almost half of those employees are software developers. I mean, these are people writing software, to make all that happen.
Incredible. I mean, I was going to say, it sounds like you've got a whole research team dedicated to all of this, and of course, ultimately, this benefits not only the driver but the customer in the end as well. And you're doing all of this work to make sure that they get the very best service and price and possible from anybody. And that really just sounds amazing, because again, we forget, for all of us players that are watching right now, as truck enthusiasts or gamers or whatever you like to call yourselves, that we just enjoy the driving part, but in reality, behind all the logistics and all of that behind it, there is a lot of work that goes on. And I imagine that this might interest quite a few people in the chat, because it's definitely interesting me, into all these roles that are available for people to take part in logistics companies such as ArcBest. And maybe you could talk a little bit more about the roles that are available, maybe even recruitment wise, that people might be interested in from American Truck Simulator.
Yeah, we've got roles. I mean, I think one thing that when I started with the company 30 years ago, I didn't realize how interesting that this field could be on logistics. I mean, we were talking earlier about some of our travels before we got on the call. Logistics is such an everyday thing that we all deal with in our personal lives, or whether it's shipping, transportation. And so the roles are diverse. I mean, you've got, of course, here's the deal. We don't have teleporters, right? So you're still going to have physical devices and people to move stuff from point A to point B. So there's all the roles around that. There's our dock workers, there's our drivers, all the people that work at our freight service centers. And we're always in need of those roles, right? And the one thing is we view these in a very professional way, and so and there's those roles. Then we've got roles that are in my area that I manage, where we've got software developers, we've got data science people that have got engineering backgrounds, engineering degrees, and we hire for those roles every year and to make this happen. We've got engineers that help us with our pricing programs, our yield management. You mentioned the customer. We have a lot of customer support roles where customers can call in or email, and they're working through a complex problem, and we've got people that can walk them through that and help them through that. And then we have all the traditional company roles, like in finance and marketing and sales. And so it takes a lot of people. I mentioned 15,000 people. Really about close to 10,000 of those people are the roles I first mentioned. They're the drivers and dock workers and folks that are handling the freight too. So, and the other 3 to 5,000, 4,000 is these other roles. And so it just takes a lot of people to make this happen.
Absolutely. It does sound like it. Again, when you think about every single little thing that happens on the process, on the journey of shipping from one place to another, there's so much that happens before, and there's so much that happens afterwards as well. For the whole process to be complete. And of course, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was just thinking about my own journey here. I started off as a software developer. I spent 6 or 7 years doing that, and then I transitioned into a marketing role. I worked in marketing for a few years, and then I moved into a finance role for a while. And so some folks don't always stay in the same spot, and so there's a lot of times you can at ArcBest, it's been a great ride to be able to change out and move to different roles throughout those years.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, because you gain a various set of skills. You learn so much about the company, experience. Absolutely. And it's great that you have that option to have that flexibility to maybe try out something different within the company, and I know a lot of our players and such would be quite interested in more the truck driving side of things. is there anything that ArcBest offer in terms of training or support when it comes to if they wanted to, apply to be a driver or get their CDL, for example?
Yes, yes. ArcBest it's a great company. It's a values driven culture
Mm.
on integrity. I tell folks I've never lost sleep because from an integrity perspective at ArcBest. I've lost sleep because we were going through a freight recession or a pandemic, but
Yeah,
but I've
understandable.
never lost sleep from an integrity. It's a culture of integrity. It's a culture of excellence. We really focus on safety and employee benefits. And what I'd say is ABF Freight has been a trusted industry leader for 100 years. It provides
Mm.
opportunities for both city and road drivers. And then our contract carriers have access to thousands of unique shipment opportunities every day to max their earnings potential. So what I'd say from a benefits perspective, we offer, ABF, frequent home time because it's less than truckload, great benefits package, some of the newest equipment on the road. We are very proactive in getting, some of the newest equipment on the road. Panther,
Yeah.
I mentioned
Kind of-
Panther, premium freight.
I kind of wanted to ask, like, sorry,
Yeah.
like with you guys having so many of employees and so many of so many truckers on the road, driving on the ArcBest kind of brand, but also with so many trucks in your fleet, you must have like really good relationships with the manufacturers of the trucks and trailers as well, right?
Yes, we do. We're very active in working with them. We're on their customer experience teams. We work on speccing out the equipment with all the ones that we purchase from, and so that's a very active process as well. And both especially on the ABF side. On the contract carriers, though, we like Molo, the asset light logistics, we do fast, quick payments, consistent loads in their preferred lanes. And then we support them with all the technology to keep them connected. And same thing, we also have I don't think I mentioned this, but we also have a dedicated fleet for ArcBest. And again, same situation there, consistent lanes, consistent regular pay schedule, frequent home time. And so I think, the company's very focused on employee experience, and that goes for our city and road drivers as well.
Sounds like
And,
it. Yeah, it sounds like you look
yeah.
after them very, very well, I gotta say.
That was quite a long
Yeah.
list of what you guys are doing for your employees and for your truck drivers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
you're really taking care of it.
Yeah, we do, and it's an important thing for us. And we're very supportive of the ATA, very supportive of all the road team and load team type efforts and recognitions for our drivers and dock workers. And so it's really a lifeblood of the company and our employees. They're the heart of our success, and so we're very purpurposeful in that.
It sounds like you guys are very busy, absolutely, but it's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
busy, and that's great to hear. We actually have a question coming in from somebody in the chat. I hope you don't mind me asking in the middle
No,
of the
go
stream
ahead.
here.
I hope I can answer. I may not be able to answer all of them.
Feel free to share, or if you can't share, that's no problem.
Okay.
Just let us know. This is coming from somebody called Guav1, and they're saying, "I'm sure ArcBest is doing things for sustainability. Is there anything they can share in light of future potential electrification technology or
Yeah,
any of
that's
the sort like that?"
Quite a
Yeah.
good question. Like, because like
Yeah.
Very good question.
so many
Yeah.
trucks you guys have, like you must be like watching very closely the whole electrification process.
Yeah. So we are, we evaluate that equipment. We're staying in tune with the manufacturers, the OEMs on that equipment. We've worked with consultants both in the U.S. and in Germany in looking at what's happening in that space. It's going to be one of those things that you've got to. The technology's got to evolve. You've got the issues that you deal with in any environment is the challenge in trucking is, do you weigh out that equipment first, or do you cube it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're dealing with some of the technology, the batteries and the EV equipment can be very heavy, right? And so the challenge you have, you might end up with a piece of equipment that's better on the EV side for the environment, but you end up with a different answer and how that you end up with more equipment on the road, right?
Mm.
And so I think that it's something we're following and that we're working hard on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give an example of another thing that we're doing too, and this comes into my field, is we just rolled out an initiative just at the earlier part of this year called City Route Optimization. This would impact our city equipment, all of our pickup and delivery runs, and we push a lot of miles in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that's the most from a fuel consumption perspective. That's probably the most inefficient, right? You get your better miles per gallon when you're on the road versus in the city. And so we and that is a project that involved artificial intelligence, machine learning, and some technology to optimize the city routes. And we have reduced miles. We're saving millions of dollars in fuel consumption, and so it's a huge sustainability win for the company.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it sounds like, when you think about these little things, right, they all add up in such a big company, right? Yeah. When you think about the scale of things, changing one little part, well, we can swap out this for that, or we can do this to do things a little bit better. Can make such a huge impact. And that's, like you said, it's a big win for sustainability, a big win for the environment, and as well for the company as well. So it kind of everybody kind of wins in this situation.
I think it's always, when we talk about sustainability here, it's a win-win, because if we can, whether it's the way we monitor tire pressure, the way that we work with the OEMs on the aerodynamics of the equipment, whether it's using the technology to load the trailers more high and tight, so you're reducing the schedules and reducing miles. I mean, all of that creates a lower cost answer for our customers, but it also is a better environment answer. And so we do want to advance on those initiatives, both from both perspectives, that we're creating a more efficient supply chain. It's a better answer for our customers, and it's a better answer for the environment.
I love that. The optimization, every little detail counts, and I really love to hear that. That's really, really cool. Great question, by the way, from the chat. Feel free, if you have any other questions of the sort, feel free to send them in, and I'll give a quick read over them as well. So thank you everybody for sending in your questions there on the chat. But Nimo, I wanted to ask you, since you're on the road, how are you feeling with the ArcBest trailer? I mean, he's looking good in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like it's even more realistic now with the, when you feel like you're driving under the real brand, like of such a huge logistic company. It feels like very immersive. Great.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, your boss is technically right here, right? We got Michael here. He's making sure you're driving well.
I hope
you're going to be eyes on the road.
I hope I won't crash that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Where are we located right now? Where's the?
We are heading to Grangeville, if I'm pronouncing that right. In Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been to Idaho. I've been up in there, and I know it's great.
Yeah, I imagine
that technology is so cool. I got friends that live in Boise, Idaho.
I mean, great potatoes out there, I gotta say.
Exactly.
True.
That's right.
Potatoes out there. Yeah. No, I've had the opportunity to visit Idaho when I was a little bit younger, not as of recently, but beautiful state.
There it says, "Welcome to Idaho." Yep.
There you go. Cool. It's official now.
I think I've seen that sign before.
Okay.
I imagine in all your travels, Michael, that you've seen a lot of the world and been able to see a lot of the states as well, visiting your various areas and such as well.
Yeah.
I imagine you're always a little bit all over the place sometimes on your schedule.
Well, when my wife and I first got married, we actually we loved a road trip. I remember we're based in Arkansas, but we would go on 3,000 and 4,000 mile road trips. And so you
That's
know,
quite
where
hot,
we
yeah.
drive up to Yellowstone National Park, which is kind of a 2-day journey. We've driven to Boise, 2.5 day, 2.5 day there, 2.5 day back, and we don't do that as much as we used to, but yeah, it's a lot of open roads out there.
That's great.
It's really
I
cool.
would love to do some road trips across America myself. I
Yeah.
think it'd
Me
be
too.
Well,
be
this-
a lot of fun.
This game is kind of getting me excited about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
definitely a cheaper alternative.
I've done some road trips in the UK as well. I've done London down into Dartmoor and Exmoor, you know, and all around Bath and up to Duxford. So
Beautiful.
little
I mean,
bit of
I
road
wanted to
tripping.
ask, how is it on the left-hand side of the road? A lot of
You
people get
know,
scared
well,
by
okay.
it.
So no, but I'd tell you what happened with me. This was actually like dumb luck. So we on the rental car, we rented a car that actually had. And this wasn't on purpose, but it had the digital display was right in front of the steering wheel,
Ah, okay.
and so yeah, so that helped out a lot. Really, the biggest issue for me was dealing with the roundabouts. Well, I wasn't used to
Yes.
that. So,
Yes.
Understandable.
yeah. but the different lane was because of the orientation of the steering wheel. It actually that didn't bother me as much. It was more about dealing with the round. Well, the other thing I say, y'all, was getting into the countryside in London or in the UK. The 2-lane roads that are actually one lane with hedgerows, and so
Yeah.
I learned to back up a lot. So going through those.
Yeah, if you don't find a little spot to pull over, it can be a little bit of a hassle. And
Yeah.
what's even crazy is that a lot of those roads you can do 60 miles per hour on, you know, for a single lane
Oh,
road. It's like
yeah.
the national
Really?
speed limit.
60.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah, so but it sounds like you absolutely love driving, and of course I imagine that's fueled your passion as well at the company. Would you say you do most of the driving on the road trips, or do you and your
Oh
wife
yeah.
love to share?
Oh totally.
Yeah.
Totally. No, I do all the driving. Not because she can't. It's just because I enjoy doing it. So, and she gladly lets me do that. So, no, I enjoy it. Plus,
That's
I
awesome.
kind of get car sick actually if I don't drive. So I do that too. So
You might have mentioned this earlier, but I might have missed it. Have you ever driven a truck before? Do you have a CDL, or
no,
have you
I
had that
do not.
experience before? You don't? Okay.
No, what I've done, I haven't done the road. I've done city. So I've been out with our city drivers
Mhm.
and ran the city routes and been to our customer locations, saw the different kinds of freight we pick up, and so that's been pretty cool. Yeah,
All right. So you've ridden like co-driver, technically
Yeah.
speaking, in the
Yeah.
seat, right? That
Yeah.
must be pretty fun. That must be
Yeah.
quite an experience to be out with the drivers and
It
getting to
is.
know them and chat them as well, and
Yeah,
you know, getting kind of that personal time. And
yeah,
I'm sure they appreciate the company a little bit as well on the road.
yeah. We all get out. Yeah, in our, even our ABF president,
Wow.
Seth Brunstner. I mean, he's gone out on the road with drivers, very active, engaging our community out there across the country for sure. So
That's really awesome. I can't imagine how it feels to suddenly just have, you know, the CEO rock up to your camp like, by the way, I'm joining you today.
yeah, we're all people. We're just people. That's all we are. So,
That's great.
yeah.
No, I love that company
Yeah.
culture. That's really, really nice. To be able to just, you know, hey, we're friends, we're just family here, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, it really is a great company.
Now, I wanted to ask a little bit more about this cooperation we're doing, you know, where we're together here in American Truck
Yeah.
Simulator with ArcBest in game, as you can see here, chat. You know, for you told us a little bit earlier. I wanted to delve into it because it's so interesting about
Okay.
your history with video games. You know, you love
Yeah.
video games
Yeah.
yourself, right? Where did it all start for you?
For me, it was my parents dropping me and my brother off at the mall back in the 80s.
Mhm.
Early 80s arcades, Space Invaders, Galaga, Pac-Man, all that was, we were popping quarters. And that was, I mean, seriously, that was it. And then one Christmas we got an Atari. I guess it was the first Atari console station, the 2600 with Pong and some other stuff on it. But
Mhm.
and so from there it just went on. I think one story I didn't mention before that we got on was when my wife and I got married. I guess it was a first generation Xbox. It's when they were bundling it with Halo.
Mhm.
And so I had just gotten that, and we'd been married for 2 or 3 months, and I remember I got it all hooked up, and I started playing about 7 o'clock at night. And the next morning, she walks in the living room. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. She says, "What are you doing?" And I didn't even realize it. I'd played all night. So it was one of those which I think a lot of gamers end up doing once in a while, maybe once a week. I'm like, so I was so anyway. And then I think most recently, as a parent, my son and I play a lot. Got a Switch, and he's a big, all the Mario games, all the Super Mario games. I mean, just
How old is he?
Massive. He's 19 now, but he's still a big fan of the Super Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Just got on Super Mario Wonder. So great game, and yeah.
That's awesome. So you really have like a history with video games, kind of.
Yeah.
You've been playing them yourself, and now your son's playing them. Now you're playing them together as well, which is really, really fun. You mentioned you got Ataris, like your first console. Did you get other consoles along the way as well, or have you managed to go to
I don't
PC
remember all
gaming? Or
I don't remember all the names. I got into the PC gaming for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember all the names of the games, but I played quite a few. And I think probably lean more toward the PC games now, or the iPad. Play some games on there. Clash of Clans. I did that for a while.
Clash of Clans. There you go.
Yeah. So but yeah, mainly more of the group play right now with my son. Not so much with the employees. Although we do have a game. We did a remodel of our corporate building in Fort Smith. Right, actually, it was during COVID. We started before COVID, and we had to finish it during COVID. But we turned. There's a room that's on the first floor, and it was a vault. It had a lot of old artifacts, and it was just a room that wasn't used well.
Oh yeah.
And so we converted it into a game room, and we've got some consoles down there, and then we did a.
No way.
So actually, it's not a refurb. It's a new build, and they've got about 70 different classic arcade games.
70. Okay.
No way.
Through it. Oh yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. Wow.
Chat. Listen, if you needed convincing any more, I mean that's the one, right? There's an arcade room. Go check.
Yeah.
If you're looking to work,
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah. So Galaga was my game back then, so that's what I played the most when I was.
I was going to say, would you say that's
teenager.
like your most solid favorite still to this day, or?
Yeah. Yeah. Console gaming. I mean, probably Halo was probably the big one for me, and then really just been on the Switch mainly. So.
I mean, the Switch is great though. You can take it out. It's
it's just easy. Yeah, travel with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like the Steam Deck as well, which were also, on American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator 2, you can play that on the Steam Deck, and we've configured it for that as well. And it's great to have that on the go. And these kind of games that we have today, the modern graphics and great looking, and now it's in the palm of your hands.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it really is cool.
Absolutely.
That's a night driving going on now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very cool.
It is. But don't get me wrong, love the classics still. The 8 bits and 16 bits, I still go back to those. You always have to appreciate where gaming has come from, and with all those great titles as well. So actually, I did want to ask, maybe if you knew this or not. There's another question, but we'll find out. If anybody that's applied to the company kind of had some sort of experience playing through any sort of truck simulators, has it ever been mentioned before of somebody who's been hired before at the company?
I don't know. I know that we've got a lot of employees that play American Truck Simulator. I don't know if that's come up in a job or not, but I, the number of drivers that we hire, I'd be shocked that it has not been brought up before. Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah,
probably,
we'll find them. Don't worry. Maybe they're watching in the chat right now. I heard that there's a possibility that a few other people from ArcBest or from ABF are actually watching as well. So a big shout out to all of you that are watching. Hopefully you're getting your work done at the same time as well. Hopefully we're not too distracting here at the at SCS Software. But we're really enjoying talking to you, Michael, of course, and
Yeah.
having ArcBest in the game as well. And Nimo, you're about to just drop off your load here. Where are we at? We're in a little
Yeah,
industry area, it looks
absolutely.
like.
I kind of choose the easy option for parking because I didn't want to embarrass myself.
That's the hard part, right? The load unload, right?
Yeah, so yeah, people, we like to make a little bit of a challenge on it here. Maybe one day we can get you back to even try it for yourself. But
Oh, check it
we
out.
have the options for easy parking and medium, and then you have the hard one where you have to back into a really awkward spot, and someone might have left some pallets too close to the delivery
very
point or
cool.
something like this. So you have to kind of work your way around it. So yeah, but I think Nimo, you could have done that. I think you would have been all right.
So how do you get your next load then? You get your next assignment. Is it pick it for you or you pick it?
Yeah, for next assignment, I can go into the in-game menu and I can choose like we have multiple options. Like we can choose like quick jobs, which means like you are not going to use your own truck and trailer. There's like a job assigned to a like in-game
Very cool.
company, not real estate company. Then you can use
Love
like
it.
freight market. That means like you are going to use your truck, but the trailer with the load will be provided from the company. Or then you can use cargo market, which means like you have both of your own, like your own truck and your own trailer. So that's what I'm using now. And then you can just choose whatever you want to put into your trailer and from which cities, of course, from the cities that are available in the game. Like if I'm not fancy of driving anything from Grangeville now, and I want to go first to Salmon and pick up a load there, I can just click to Salmon, choose whatever I want to haul. Maybe it's a dynamite, maybe it's a dry milk, maybe it's a waste paper, whatever, fertilizer.
Yeah,
that's a pretty drive. I've been on that one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool.
You have all the contracts here. They expire, so they're available for a certain time. You have to have when drivers start for the first time in our game, they build up their company. You can hire drivers to help you make money in the game, and you can then buy garages and more trucks, and then you can kind of earn your way with XP points to kind of level up your driving skills. So you can have like different specialities, like I want to invest in getting a special license so I can haul explosives, for example. That's not just a thing that's there all the time.
You have to unlock it.
You have to earn it. You have to unlock it, exactly. So there's a whole progression here, and I guess maybe there would be some similarities in a sense to when it comes to the real life deal. I'm not sure how your UI looks for your drivers. Maybe it looks nothing like that, but I imagine the tech's kind of similar, right, in terms of routing and choosing contracts. I imagine there's quite a bit of flexibility, right?
Yeah, we do try. Like for our asset light business, we've got an app technology that allows them to select and manage the whole movement. One thing I was thinking about on the game here was the night transition or the day and night transition. I was thinking of a game I love to play on Switch, which is the Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, great game!
Yeah, just incredible game. I think it's the best one on the Switch. But anyway.
Absolutely. I think Nemo's going to do some magic here where he changes the weather, bring us back to daytime. Bring us back to daytime.
We're back to a beautiful drive.
Exactly, yeah. But of course, we have all sorts of different types of weather and such. We actually have a bit of an open beta happening right now. Maybe some of our chat members are aware, where you have some new little weather additions, including a bit of lightning and fog, and we also have the moon and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty cool. We're doing our best to accurately kind of simulate as much as we can on what you might experience on a drive here in American Truck Simulator. And of course, having you guys, ArcBest and ABF as well as an addition is great. Yeah, show us a little bit.
The game is quite complex as well. Like for example, for maybe I can actually get myself into upgrade shop. And then there you are able to like customize your truck and trailer, so you can choose like if you have a day cab or if you have like sleeper, if you have driver and flatbed, low bed, tipper, cistern or anything.
Yeah, very cool.
And also you can like later customize it, like this is for the truck. I wanted to do it for the trailer, so you can choose like the how long your trailer is. You can like how many axles are there, or you can also like do doubles. Then you can choose the paints. Like we can have the
Very cool.
ABF one as well here.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Check
awesome.
that out.
That looks great. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I've always found the doubles or even the triple trailer sometimes very challenging. I gotta say,
a pup.
Yeah, I like these.
Is that like a little nickname?
I like these
the
ones
little
because
short ones.
They are small and they are easy to maneuver with.
Yeah, that's what what's like in our city operation. We that's predominant, but not always. But sometimes it's a full truckload trailer or a pup trailer.
I love that nickname, pup trailer. I like it. I imagine you have quite a few experienced drivers now who've been with the company for quite a long time.
Oh yes,
or
yes.
People old and new and from all sorts of backgrounds, and it must be kind of pretty cool to kind of see them when they're all out on the road and the experiences and the stories that they can tell. I can imagine of being on the road.
Well, one thing I was thinking about is we have this concept called the Gold Team. Okay, and these are folks that are very experienced with complex type moves. Like people ask, well, what do y'all haul? We haul almost everything. And I was thinking about things like the Gold Team did a mummy for a museum one time.
Oh, okay.
We do.
Oh, really?
Sport. Yeah, it's crazy. Or sporting events where you take the entire court, you're delivering the entire court.
No kidding.
Basketball court for a sporting event, concerts. Whether they're rock concerts, country concerts, whatever. Concert type events, special events, and then also a lot of special moves around relief aid. So I mean, there's a lot of interesting things when you go. Like if you were to walk the dock at one of our ABF service centers, it's amazing what you see on that dock in terms of what we're shipping, and it's never consistent. And so anyway, it's really interesting.
How you transport a mummy like?
very carefully. I'll just say that.
I was gonna say I don't.
But not
for real. Or anything, right?
What kind of trailer are you like? You need for it? Is it like the refrigerated trailer or?
I don't know the specifics about that move, and so I'm only gonna guess. But what I'd say is it was probably our Panther team that do premium expedite, and it was probably, my guess would be it could be refrigerated and it could be what we call a single use, which would mean that the mummy was the only thing that was on that piece of equipment. So again, I'm guessing there, but that's likely what happened. That's
a very fragile load, one
but,
that's been in the making for millions of
years,
years.
Right? I mean, people ship things like this.
Imagine the police patrol checking your cargo, and they would see that.
Yeah, we were. My wife and I were in New Mexico, I think a couple of weeks ago, and that's the big Area 51 stuff, right? So probably transported, I don't know,
some interesting things.
Some very interesting things potentially from that.
Yes, we need just this cardboard box, nothing else, just this cardboard box transported from Area 51, nothing else in it. Don't look, guys, it's fine. But it makes me think of all the things, that can be transported, and incredible to be able to
pretty much anything. Right?
Okay, someone comes to you and goes, "We need to transport this dinosaur bones," and then your whole team has to come up with the best solutions and think about how we're going to do this and the most careful way, and the team as well. And what's besides the mummy, is there any other unique loads that you've witnessed or seen being transported?
Those were top of mind for me. I can't think of. Those were the top of mind ones as far as uniqueness. I'm sure there's a lot of other. You could probably talk to every driver in the company and get a different story.
True.
On something super interesting like that. But I've walked the freight dock before, and it's not just the palletized stuff, right? You got the palletized stuff, but then you might have a big, like, think about like a store sign or a gas station sign or something like that. That's just huge. Or one thing I have seen is like a jumbotron components. Like
wow.
you've got it's all stacked and very difficult to move, and we ship things like that. And so those are some very interesting things. It's you walk a freight dock, and it's just sometimes we call it a garage sale. It's kind of a joke. It looks like a garage sale. It's like it's a bunch of odd stuff, all across that freight dock.
Impressive. And do you have like what's your largest location? Or are they kind of all similar sizes?
We're based on, so what we have is, so ABF, for example, has a hub and spoke network. So it's got like 10 distribution centers across the country, Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, places like that. And those are where you have a huge cross-dock operation. And then the other service centers are largely what we call end-of-line service centers. So they're serving that local community or area with the pickup and delivery operation.
Oh, right. Makes sense. Makes complete sense. And again, such an impressive operation. I'm so kind of happy that we've got to speak with you and kind of hear behind the scenes of what it takes to run, because it's so interesting. Again, simple old me just driving an American Truck Simulator, enjoying the drive and not really realizing that, wow, and in real life, all of these great things are happening, and there's so much innovation and technology and people behind the scenes making these journeys possible day to day, making sure customers are getting the best deal for their logistic needs, and drivers are safely on the road and getting to their destination the fastest and in the safest way possible. And it's really incredible to think about when you think about the whole operation as one giant family, just looking after each other in a sense, which is fantastic. So again, thank you. Yeah.
That was a good backup and unload, I think.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Good job, Namiro. Yeah.
That was good.
It's tough. It is tough.
I was watching you. That was really good.
Really quick note here. I know we haven't got too much time left, but it seems like ArcBest and SCS Software, our corporation, has just made the internet explode. It's gone off the hook. People are so excited that Twitch is actually having a couple of problems. So just in case your stream is having a few problems, we
should be
on
live
YouTube
also on YouTube. Yeah,
exactly. YouTube.com/SCS Software. I know it's such a awesome and exciting collaboration. So
did we just break down Twitch?
We broke Twitch. I think everyone loves it.
But the chat says it's back online, so it might be only.
It's back again.
Yeah, it should be back again.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, if you did miss anything, you feel like you need to go back, don't worry. There will be videos on demand available both here on Twitch and on our YouTube channel as well, so you can go back and see what you missed here while we've been chatting, if you did happen to miss anything. But sorry about the problems.
Oh, no.
Hopefully. So no, go ahead.
I want to mention one thing. So if there are folks that are interested in applying for jobs that are
go for it.
So it's simply jobs.abf.com is one link, jobs.abf.com, or arcb.com/carriers.
Okay. That's easy. Nice and easy.
So what was that last one again? It was ARCB.
I mean, as you can see it now on the end of the trailer here, arcb.com/careers.
Yeah, that's right.
Careers. Perfect.
Perfect.
Got it. I was just posting the link in our chats here for people to click on if they would like to.
Yeah.
So there you go, chat. If you're interested in taking a look at some of the roles, being a part of the ArcBest or ABF family, then definitely go check it out. I think Michael's sold it for a lot of people here. I think you've done a great job. Because honestly, but in all honesty, it does sound really great. The fact that you've been there for a long time as well is kind of testament to that as well, and that you have the flexibility to kind of move around and to grow within the company, and that they're there to support you as well. And of course, the numbers don't lie either. There's so many people every day out on the road for you guys, and you look after them as well, which is really, really great to hear. And we cannot thank you enough again for your time and sharing your stories as well, and also for this fantastic collaboration with us here at American Truck Simulator. It's great to have you guys now virtually in our game as well, which is really, really great. And we hope we do our best in representing you in ATS.
appreciate
Drive well,
that.
everybody, and we're watching all of you. Make sure you're
Yeah.
driving your best
Yeah.
when you're using the ArcBest trailer.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely.
really appreciate the invite, being a part of this. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, and of course, you know, as you mentioned, because you love video games, you know, we couldn't not have you, you know, and hopefully you'll get some time to try out American Truck Simulator for yourself. I think
I will. Yeah.
hopefully,
for sure.
I'm not sure if we've given you a key or something already, Nemo, if we sorted that out already.
Not yet, but
Okay.
we definitely should.
Not
yeah,
yet.
absolutely.
Yeah,
We
I'd
can
love to
definitely
try
get
it
on
out.
that.
Yep,
We
absolutely.
will send you a copy along the way for sure.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. Well, time is running out here. Unfortunately, we do have to let you go soon because I know you've got a very busy schedule and everything of the sort as well. So before we start to wrap things up here and disappear, is there anything else that you'd like to say towards our community, to the American Truck Simulator players, or even to your company that might be watching as well?
Yeah, I think, we're celebrating our 100th year in business this year, which is really a
Wow.
milestone many companies never reach, and we think that's worth celebrating. And with players that have different backgrounds, interests, and experiences, I think this game allows us to reach a new audience, and that may be interested in a career as a professional truck driver, or even in one of our tech and innovation roles. And I would just encourage you to reach out if that's something you're interested in. And again, I really appreciate the platform, love the game, and just glad to be here.
Well, thank you, Michael. We really do appreciate it. And it's, again, been so interesting to talk to you and to learn more about ArcBest and ABF on the road. And hopefully we can have you maybe back again at another point.
Okay.
You know, maybe we can check out your driving skills. We'll give you a bit of time to
drive multiplayer in
start
Convoy.
driving.
Yeah, more
you're saying you're
pressure
doing you're doing all those road trips across America
Yeah.
and Europe. I think you got this. I think you can do it. You
Yeah.
got this. So maybe we can do that again for another stream.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, thank you again. And Nimro, thank you for being our driver today. How did you find the drive?
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I mean, you guys did most of the talking. I was just playing the game here today, so it was perfect.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
No, it was fine. It was fine.
Okay.
You are good. You are good. Well, chat, unfortunately, that is all we have time for. But please, again, you can download the ArcBest and ABF Freight trailers for yourself on the Steam Workshop, available now. Go check it out at our blog, blog.scssoft.com, or you can search for it in the Steam Workshop as well. They're available now. Get trucking with ArcBest and ABF Freight in American Truck Simulator, and share it with us on social media. I know you guys have social media. Tag us. Tag ArcBest as well on their socials. You guys, I believe, have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter on all the mainstream platforms. They're hip, just like us. They're cool guys. So make sure you tag them, tag us, and we'd love to share your photos and get the good work out there as well. So make sure you're doing that in American Truck Simulator, and share it all with us. But thank you again for being here. If you missed anything, catch up on our YouTube channel or on our Twitch channel. The VOD will be available here pretty much instantly after on Twitch as well. And a big shout out as well to Benny, our production guy, behind the scenes as well. But unfortunately, that is all we have time for. Nemo, you're back out on the road. I know you're excited to get trucking again, but
yeah, I was kind of causing the traffic jam at the way station, so I needed to leave.
That is understandable. Right. Well, I think that's all. Nemo, is there anything else that you'd like to say before we finish?
No, sir. No, sir. Thank you.
No?
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Alex. Thank you guys in the chat.
Thank you very much.
And I believe we will see all of you next time.
Absolutely. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. And from all of us at SCS Software, as well as ArcBest, take care of yourselves and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.